it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and I'm going to see if I can finally get rid of this giant stump. We dug this out right where the Quonset hut is using a mini excavator that could just barely move it, and I thought I was going to come down here and pick it up with the skid loader and get it out of here, but the skid loader won't move it, which tells me this probably weighs about 5,000 pounds. So the plan today, if I can get the skid loader behind it, shove it out here, and cut the top of the trunk off, that'll get it down where I can move it. Then I have what I think is kind of a cool plan to get rid of this, rather than just throw it up in the burn hole and burn it off. So, should be fun. My plan was to use the skid loader to keep the main section of the stump from rolling and pound wedges so it didn't pinch my bar, and then cut the rest of the way through. But once I got on the other side, I realized there was nothing stopping that largest section of stump from rolling onto me. And honestly, I think if I had cut it all the way through, it probably would have rolled onto me. And it's way too heavy to be messing around like that. So I needed a better plan. now that I've seen how much hassle this is, I probably should have just pushed it into the brush fire. But the same week we dug this out, we also dug the pond expansion. And I had 2 different people tell me that this stump would provide good structure if I dumped it in the new section of pond. So that's been my plan ever since. And I thought, man, when my skid steer gets here, I'll just pick it up and carry it down there. Well, that's not how it worked. I cannot believe how heavy this sucker is. It finally just snapped in half. So I really think this is about the coolest stump I've ever seen. When you looked at it from underneath, it's got that crazy root structure. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish my plan. I'm gonna power wash this and see what it looks like, and then I'm gonna go throw it in the pond. It would be hard for me to make the case that anything productive happened today from this. You know, I did a lot of other things before I got the camera out, but this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like I'm like a little kid playing in the mud, and literally in the mud, but the shape of this root formation underneath, and the fact that this used to have a board across a hole on the trunk that was keeping the bees out from the previous owner, and bees burrowed all the way down through this and carved all this out and had a massive nest, kind of like the one we cut out of that one tree. And they cut all this out and they left or died off or whatever happened to them, but this tree still had a massive root system. It's amazing to me, it pulls these rocks up into the tree roots. It wraps itself around all these rocks. To me, this is gorgeous wood. Somebody with some skill could make something out of this, but I don't have that much skill or the time to figure it out. I think it's pretty darn cool. Now I'm gonna go throw it in the pond. Believe it or not, dropping it right there is what I was trying to do. My original thought was to drive it down the peninsula, rotate and drop it over here, but the tracks on the skid loader are just slightly wider than what I left this peninsula. And it would have been pretty touchy to get out there with that much weight and turn and drop it in there, and I decided it wasn't worth it. Where that landed, if I want to pull it out further, I can still get down there, hook a chain to it, and pull it out from the other side. We'll see. It's also possible that when I get a mini excavator out here to finish this, we'll just shove it over with that. But let's wait and see. It can stay right there for now. I'm going to be climbing in this pond in the next couple days probably to clear out a bunch of this mess that's still in there. And I've been waiting on a nice warm day for that. But I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I'll put links over here to more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.